Call this meeting to order. Would everyone please join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Okay, a roll call, please.
Mayor Chuck Davis.
Here.
Mike Cooley. Councilman Corey Oxford.
Here.
Councilman Bob Barkers.
Here.
Councilman Jared Lee.
Here. Okay, we do have a quorum. We'll move on to approval of the agenda. I need to add a couple of things to the agenda. One of them will be a councilman's resignation, which will be under town hall. And the other one will be, we need to revisit the police chief being on an hourly rate. Said we'd be back to that in 30 days. And the next meeting is, it's over, so. Everybody else had a chance to look at the agenda? Any questions? Any additional additions? Have a motion to go ahead and pass the agenda with the two additions.
I'd make a motion to pass this agenda with the two additions that you just mentioned.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We'll move on to approval of the minutes from the July 1st meeting. Are there any questions, discussion on that? Do I have a motion to go ahead and approve the minutes from the July 1st, 2026 meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the July 1st, 2026 meeting.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, we'll move on to approval of the bill. We had deposits in the amount of $1,037,558,036. Accounts payable in the amount of $401,415.87. Transmittals in the amount of $15,611.01. And payroll in the amount of $48,094.28. Discussion. I have a motion to approve the bills and pay them.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills and pay them.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Need more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Correspondence.
There are none.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to items from the public, and first up is Miss Ellie from the Happy Trails Committee.
Okay, this is a surprise. I don't want any.
Good.
I'm here representing Randy, one of the Trails Committee, your wife, Shelley, and Judy Hamill, and Dave Pickard. It's summertime. The rest of them have all gone somewhere else, so I am speaking for the committee. First of all, we would like to thank the town council. We could not have put Teensy's statue up without all the help you gave us in the beginning. For those who don't know, the lease was organized by the town because we are actually sitting on the Shepherd's space. Everything in the agreement is complete except there was a sign that the Shepherds wanted up when they still had their business on the corner. And if they decide they want to put another sign up, we have funding to do that. Everything else is done. We have money to pay the last of the bills, and there will be funds left over for ongoing maintenance of any kind. We especially want to thank Mr. Flutie because without his rock, we wouldn't have had any place to put the plaque.
Because nobody else has rocks. Oh.
So in last week's comment, there was a wonderful picture of Teens's family sitting on the bench and a great article that explained why it's really important for the community. There was no mention of anybody in particular doing it, but it really gave a lot of credit to the entire community coming together. So I want to thank you all for what you've done, and we are incredibly grateful. And I promise, I'm not going to do anything else for another couple months. Thank you.
Thanks. Well, we want to thank you for what you and the committee did and added to the street corner. I think it looks very nice. And there, if anybody didn't make it, there was a really good turnout for the dedication. I thought anyway. It was estimated 150 people or so. Yeah, so it was very good. Anyway, okay, thanks, Ellie.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll move on. We have a special events permit from Ethan Whitman. Come on up, Ethan. Go ahead.
Cool. My name's Ethan Whitman. I'm getting married October 3rd over at the Canary Barn. And since all of our family's gonna be traveling from out of town, I was hoping to do a kind of welcome cookout instead of a rehearsal dinner. So over at Veterans Island Park on October 2nd, just kind of cooking out grown burgers and dogs and having a little bit of fun. Seeing some friends and family.
How many people you expect to be there?
Around 100. I won't have a very good number until we get invites out.
Okay.
Yep.
3 to 8. Is there any conflicts with veterans? I don't see an issue with it. Police chief?
I see no issues.
He does have a request for open container.
Yeah, I've seen that. Henry, Public Works? Council?
Nope. No problem.
Do I have a motion to go ahead and approve this special event permit on, what was the date?
October 2nd.
October 2nd.
Yep.
October 2nd, also along with an open container permit. And it'll last from approximately 3 PM till 8 PM. We do have, need to be wrapped up by 10 for sure. That's when our
Yeah.
noise ordinance kicks in, so.
For sure. Yeah. I'll be tired by then.
Okay. Anyway. Is there a motion on the table? Do I-
I'll make a motion to approve the special events permit with open container for Ethan Whitman on October 2nd.
Thank you,
Do I have a second to that?
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You're good to go.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Yep. Okay, we'll move on to, we now have another special events permit from Rachel. Right. Okay, I didn't want to mess that up.
No, it's fine.
Thank you.
It's fine. So we were just kind of hoping to, and I know it's kind of a last minute thing because we just kind of got busy this summer and kind of came up with it last minute, but we just kind of want to throw a little barbecue for the kids at Kathy Blood Park. We've got some reusable water balloons, so there's no mess, some squirt guns, some little pools we figured we'd fill for refilling. Just cook some burgers, hot dogs, and invite the town and anybody that would like to come.
Okay, so you're not gonna have a water slide and all that?
We wanted to ask if that was even something that's possible, but I didn't, I figured I should ask.
Are you talking one of those you lay flat on the?
We have an inflatable one. So it's kind of like an inflatable
have a
water
picture of
slide.
it.
Yeah, I've got a picture of it here. That would help. It's 11.5 high and about 24 feet long and 12 wide.
So not very long.
So it's actually not setting right on the ground.
Yeah, it's just an inflatable thing. We could put a tarp underneath it.
Okay.
it was just kind of we weren't sure if that was even something that would be possible. And then if it is possible, is it something we could connect a hose to for water access? And we have no problem paying for any water used or anything like that.
That is something we would probably just charge a bulk price. I think our bulk price is $25 a load. Something along that lines. We have to, it's not our water.
Oh, of course, of course.
So
Yeah, totally.
that would probably be something along that line. Any issues with you?
No.
Any issues with you? And council? It is late. I don't have any issues with that. Now you'll know if you do something again.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
definitely.
when this weekend?
Yeah, this Sunday.
Yeah.
From 11 to 3.
Yeah, we're not sure who will show, we know it's last minute, so we're not expecting a large turnout, but
Just in case, we'll have this in place and.
yeah, yep.
Okay. No alcohol, I assume.
No.
Okay. The only thing I would ask is, put the water slide up at the last
Mhm.
and take it down. We don't want to leave it on the grass overnight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
no.
we'll set it up before we, like,
Yep.
as we're getting there to set up like for food and stuff, we'll probably.
And then
just
have
roll
it down and home after everything is all done, so.
Do I have a motion to go ahead and accept this special events permit for this Sunday, 11 till 3?
I'd make a motion to accept this permit this Sunday for 11 to 3 at Kathy Globe Park.
Do I have a second
I'll second it.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Okay. We'll move on to any council comments. Anyone saying? It will move on to the first item under town hall, and it will be a councilman's resignation. Received this from Mike Cooley. I resign my seat on the Saratoga Town Council effective immediately. Mike Cooley. I want to say Mike did us a good job while he was here. I would take a motion to go ahead and accept this resignation from Mr. Cooley and to move forward.
I'll make a motion to accept resignation from Mike Cooley.
Got a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we have two items to go along with that. Jen checked with the county board. Since we're past the time to file with the county, we have to move forward and appoint somebody. So what we need to do is put it out in town for interested people. I think 30 days, give somebody to give us plenty of, I'd be 2 or 3 times in the newspaper, maybe even put it on the marquee for a week.
And what's remaining on his commission, 2 years?
Yeah, it'll be a little over 2 years. If time we get this done, 30 days, appoint them sometime probably right around the 1st October. So they'll have 3 months and 2 years till the next election. We don't get any interest, we'll continue to run it. So everybody in favor of starting at 30 days at least.
Yeah.
Got a motion to go ahead and go out to advertisement that there's a position open on the Saratoga Town Council. It'll be for a 2-year and approximately 4-month period till the next general election.
I'd make a motion to start advertising the empty seat.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. The second item we have to cover under this is Mike was the mayor pro tem. I've visited a little bit with Corey. Corey's interested in trying it out. With council's approval, I'd like to appoint Corey Oxford as the mayor pro tem.
I'd make a motion to name Corey the.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? You have to abstain. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Now there's a few things there's a few checks he needs to sign. So, anyway. All right, that's all I have under that. Is there any other discussion? Okay, we'll move on to food trucks at the Woods Field.
I was approached by a food truck vendor. They're wanting to put food trucks at ball fields on co-ed game nights, but they talked to Carter first. He probably knows a bit more.
Thank you.
Yeah, they wanna, well, at least multiple of them wanna set up their food trucks at Woodsfield. It would be Monday through Thursday. Be from 5:45 to 7 probably. Maybe a little earlier.
When you're having your softball games,
Is that
for your softball games.
correct?
The only problem I see with that is then we had opened the doors to allowing them to set up down at the hot pool or down at the pool area in the parking lot there. Any place on our street, they could ask to set up right out here. And that's just kind of open the door. Well, why did you let them do it at the ball field and not here, not there? That's just a little concern I have.
Yeah, I would think that it would need to go the route of special event permit for the duration of softball season, in fact.
I don't see the traffic down there like setting it up here, but
One sec, you don't see the traffic.
there's that much traffic for a food truck to be in the way or anything like that down there.
Down there.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's a lot of cars down there, but
Once it's parked though.
Do you guys have a concession stand down there?
No.
Wasn't there talk of them building one at one point?
Yeah, but we as the town wouldn't be able to purchase goods and sell them.
No, but the special groups could, whether it be a girls' basketball team, a boys' basketball team or whatever.
they did build up with a window.
Yeah,
That
well, like,
can
yeah,
be
for
done.
Legion baseball, we had parents write concessions during our games, but I don't know. If anybody's gonna wanna do that during softball.
Okay, I'm not gonna make you get up. What's your,
Personal comment. I live on the corner, as you all know. It is absolutely nuts, and the police chief can attest to this because his son, I believe, is playing. It is nuts when, especially both fields are being used. There's no place to put food trucks. Because there's not enough parking now. And so you take up 20 feet or something with a food truck anywhere along there. Unless you figured out a way to put them out on the triangle. And that empty piece of ground at the end of Third Street there, that would be the only possible place to put them. There's anywhere along Third and Hugus right there and back toward the Woods house, no place for them.
John?
I'm checking ordinance right now, because I think it's supposed to only be on private property, but I'm trying to find out.
It is.
The ordinance, it does read that way. We've looked at it.
Yeah.
So they would have to get an events permit, would be the
That's what I
only
told her.
feasible
For me,
way.
We have to make sure it'd have to be outside of the right of way, and probably have to be over on the Woods' property. But
Just out of curiosity, who owns that chunk of ground beyond this?
I would have to
before the
look.
cattle fence at the end of Third.
I don't know for sure. I would have to look.
That's the.
So that's some of the issues we've run into.
So it looks like west of Third Street, all the way out to that fence line up to the cattle guard's Woods' property, up in that little triangle. I think that's what you're talking about at the north end.
Yeah, right. runs down into Third, that,
Right, where it loops off of Saratoga Ranch, that triangle in between is what.
yeah, that triangle and the piece of ground that's this side of the cattle fence.
Yeah.
Between the cattle fence and the road.
Third
It's-
Street,
it's-
around
it's
Third
not
Street
used
takes
piece
up.
of
Right, the
ground.
road right away goes all the way to the town, basically, well, it goes up to the Nova property, which is that whole chunk north end.
Yeah,
And then the rest of its woods is outside of the right of way on the west side.
up here, yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm not sure if it's, I'm reading, was that actually Hugus that goes between the ball fields, or is that all the woods of the driveway?
Well,
I think it's Hugus that goes from between Northfield and Southfield.
Where their driveway,
Yeah,
that's off. It's like the right of way for the Hugus all the way through there.
I can make a suggestion and we just put this, make them fill out a permit. If they're really serious, then we can take it up at the council meeting. They can talk to the Woods and see if they can set up on their property. Because you can set up on private property for the ordinance.
But that's just options.
Well, and to set up on private property, you don't have to have a permit.
Yeah, that's right. They don't have to have a permit or anything if they can set up on the Woods or property on that. That's probably the best thing to tell them. Talk to the Woods and see if they can set up on the north end of on Third Street, I think would be the easiest, because we have an ordinance in place that says no.
Yeah, that's not a part of the lease either.
No, and it's not. Yeah, so if they ask to set up there, since parking is a problem, then I don't know, it looks like a lot of cars over there. I've only been down by there once when there. That's take up a lot of room, so. Let's do that. Let's notify them. Fair enough. Council?
That was work.
One of them not real sneezes again.
Yeah, no, that sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, we'll just do that. Per ordinance, we can't allow it, so. Okay, we'll move on to Carbon County Combined Dispatch. That time of year. Find it. The MOU we signed with the county. Basically, we gotta. If the council so chooses to keep the dispatch with them, we need to go ahead and yeah or nay on this MOU that we have with them. And we can write them a check with their 3% increase. So. Council want to go ahead and continue using the Carbon County Sheriff's Office as our dispatch.
How's it going, chief? Are they doing good?
Yeah, they're doing good. We're still having a couple of hiccups with radio stuff we're still working on. We're waiting for the state to get some of the other wireless towers put in. And that'll help a lot. But in general, it's going good.
Yeah, I talked to the sheriff today and he was plenty happy with doing it. And he even said they're working on some little issues. That's what he's been working on, so. I think it's working out fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I have a motion to enter into another year as using Carbon County Sheriff's Office as our dispatch?
I will make the motion to continue using Carbon County Dispatcher the way it is for another year.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Move on. Okay, that's all I had under town hall. We'll move on to the police department and we have an ordinance reading.
Mr. Mayor, Council, do you want to do the ordinance first, or do you want to do my hourly rate thing?
I've got the ordinance first.
Okay. So what we're presenting is ordinance number 893. This is something that came up after we were trying to figure out how to do jury trials and a jury pool and public defenders if we needed to for municipal court. So what this ordinance does is actually takes any jail time off of municipal ordinances. So it's only fines, which if there's no jail time, it no longer triggers the jury trial if you're not looking at jail time. So there would be no jury trial and we wouldn't have to worry about a public defender. This still allows the judge to put people in jail for contempt or warrants, but then those are handled differently without those attaching. So this is would be the first reading of ordinance number 893, setting forth maximum penalties in the Saratoga Municipal Code. Whereas the Wyoming Constitution, Article 5, Section 1 establishes the authority of the Wyoming Legislature to establish subordinate courts. And whereas Wyoming Statute 5-6-101 establishes in each Wyoming city and town a municipal court for the trial of all offenses arising under ordinances of each such incorporated city and or town. And whereas Wyoming Statute 5-6-201 provides that each Wyoming municipal court may impose a maximum penalty of no more than 6 months incarceration or a fine of no more than $750 for each municipal ordinance violation. And whereas at present, the ordinances of the town of Saratoga include 6 months incarceration as a possible penalty for the violations of town ordinances. And whereas the town council of the town of Saratoga desires, in the interest of justice, to establish certain maximum penalties for violations of town of Saratoga municipal ordinances. It is therefore decreed that the maximum penalty for violations of any provision of the town of Saratoga municipal ordinances shall be a fine of $750. And it is further decreed that incarceration shall not be imposed for the violations of town of Saratoga municipal ordinances. And the Saratoga Municipal Code Court shall not impose incarceration as a punishment for violation of such ordinances. And it is finally decreed that this ordinance shall not be construed to restrict the inherent authority of the Saratoga Municipal Court to enforce its ordinances through contempt proceedings. And the Saratoga Municipal Court shall retain the authority to impose incarceration as a punishment for contempt, and all due process protections shall apply to contempt proceedings therein.
Questions,
Yes.
concerns? Do I have a motion to go ahead and pass this ordinance on its first reading?
I'll make a motion to pass ordinance 893 on its first reading.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
All right, thank you.
On the hourly rate, we said we'd revisit this after 30 days. It's been close to 30 days. We did have a couple of weeks of a lot of overtime. This time it wasn't quite as bad. But my feelings are, I appointed John at a salary-based wage. We overrode that. I have other people that are on salary rates, and I don't know, I just feel that he needs to be at a salary and not on an hourly rate. That's my feelings on it.
Did you advertise the open position yet?
We have. I've had one person pick up an application. I had another certified officer come down and meet with me, but he hasn't turned back in an application out yet.
When did the ad go in?
Right after the last meeting,
Yeah,
the next week.
yeah. It's like Monday after the last council meeting.
What all did you put it on?
It's in the paper. It's on the website.
Yeah, I've got it posted on International Chiefs of Police website. I've got it posted on the Post website. I've got it posted on the Wyoming Sheriffs and Chiefs Association websites. We've got it out everywhere pretty much free. We can get it.
So it's out there. Well, that's where this one officer learned about it, wasn't it?
Yeah, one of them learned about it. I think actually on the radio is what he had put on the application I received. The other certified officer, I'm not quite sure where he heard about it from, but he came down and looked at town and met with me.
I'm in agreement with the mayor that you were hired as a salary. We did give you the benefit to get you through the busy time with the 4th of July and everything. It's not fair to the other employees, as far as I'm concerned, that are salaried, that were hired salaried to go this route,
Okay.
my opinion.
Any other opinions? So when's your actual 30 days up?
I'm not sure. I'd have to,
We backdated his first pay to the 29th.
So it'd be the end of the 29th of this month. Things seem to have kind of leveled out a little bit, but we do have an officer that's gonna go out for knee surgery, the what?
23rd. So I'll take us back down to 2.
So who knows what that's gonna bring? Yeah,
We have sheriff coverage also, don't we?
Kind of. They're very short. Also, they're running about 2 per shift covering the county.
they are shorthanded. And they just recently lost one from the valley, from down here, didn't they?
Correct. Well, coming up, he'll be encampment chief starting 27th.
Yeah. What? I'm still set on that. Let's, my suggestion would be, we told him we'd give him 30 days. We gotta go to the 29th. What's the first meeting in August? Is that the 5th? Let's go through August. My suggestion is let's go through August 5th and we'll make a decision that night.
We've got payroll coming up on the 27th, so we have to have a decision because our cutoffs.
Is there 27th?
Mm-hmm. So it's something.
But he's already on through the 29th, isn't he? So.
Yeah, but that's the middle of the payroll.
Mm.
And so that, makes payroll a nightmare. I don't know how we.
So what would be the date that would get you to where your payroll would balance?
6.
Okay, what about the next month?
And it goes to the 9th of August. Right. So then the next one would be the 9th.
Could run it through the 9th and make the decision on at the
The
next
second
council.
meeting in August, which would be I can't look at that calendar.
I don't know.
Thank you. So it goes August 5th is our first meeting and then August 19th is our second.
Oh, if we did it on the 5th and ran it through that pay period. Or council may, we decide not to do it, I don't know what.
So what your suggestion is make decision on the 5th, but run it to the 9th for payrolls purposes?
For payroll, that if whatever the decision is on the 5th. Whether it's yay or nay, it may not change, it may stay hourly. But if it does change and he's not, and we pull him back to salary, then it'll go through the 9th, his hourly wage. It'll give us an idea of what we're gonna address. Supposedly hopefully Mike will be back to work by the end of the month, so Ken won't be missed as quite as bad with his knee issues, so.
A decision could be made on the 5th and we can backdate it if we need to on the 27th. Does that make sense?
We can do that. We could do that either way. So let's leave it the way it is until the 5th of August. Make a final decision then.
All right.
How's the scheduling been with the extras that fill in?
Good. I've been just working normal rotation for the last 2 weeks, at least since Sergeant Lear's been back.
Okay.
What's that look like going forward? Are you gonna get some help from the part-time like you thought, like we talked about?
I got some right now. Officer Starr is picking up some extra because he took time off from his primary job. So he's helping out a little bit more with the time coming up with Sergeant Lear being gone.
Okay. All right, just keep me posted on that so we can see where it goes.
Will do.
All right. Anything else to report?
No, we got through the Saratoga days. Nothing really unusual happened. It was busy, a lot of people in town over the weekend, but I think for the most part it stayed calmer because it was so hot. I don't think there was quite as many people downtown.
Any drastic things happen?
There was an assault that happened about between 1:30 and 2:00 in the morning, right at Bridge and First. The subject was found. He was taken up to the hospital and treated for injuries. Still under investigation on that. Had some alcohol at the hot pool. Otherwise, we had less calls than we did last year on the 4th.
Good.
And of course, fireworks calls have been going on ever since.
Yeah. Randy, did you have a question?
Well, no, I just wanted to make a comment that when I was on the council for 2.5 years in 1988, we did not have enough money to fund 24/7 police coverage. And we eliminated, we only had 16 hours a day of coverage that we provided for actually quite a long time.
And that's pretty much what we do now.
We're out 20 hours and there's 4
We
hours.
cover 20 hours. They work 10-hour shifts. But we have to pay them to be on call. And it's a reduced rate and all that, but that.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we were providing 24/7.
No.
We tried that for a little bit again when Chief Morris first took over, and there's several hours where you're just doing nothing, waiting.
It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So thank you very much.
All right, well, thanks for your comment. Any other questions for John? Okay, we'll revisit this at the next meeting.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I have nothing to report from the fire department. Mr. Carter, what do you have from the rec board?
Evening, gentlemen. I don't have anything in particular, just super busy. Center is busy, adult softball. Pool is extremely busy. We have our second series of swim lessons going on right now. Our pool, I would say, over the last month and a half, it's been at a steady 85 or above, 86 or above from our insulated pool blanket. So people are liking the temperature. Zip line's still a hit.
How's the usage?
I think it's pretty high up. I mean, I haven't looked at it in detail, but I mean, every time I go there, there's a lot of people there. There's a lot of ladies there for water aerobics this morning, probably close to 20.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
The payout for that today. There is a lot of ladies involved.
Yeah, it's been busy, and I think a lot of that's thanks to our insulated pool blanket.
They can stand to get in the water, huh?
Yeah. Sometimes it's been up to 89 degrees, and I'm just like, it's a little.
How's the hot pool still maintaining the way we want it?
Yeah.
Perfect, yeah.
Good.
That's pretty much all I got.
Okay. Your next board meeting, you canceled July.
July,
Yeah,
Next one's in.
August 3rd, 6 o'clock. All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to Department of Public Works, the Planning Commission and the Water Sewer Don't Power Board.
Hey, gentlemen, got a little bit more of a list tonight. I'm wrapping a couple things up, starting a few things. So the West Bench project, we're done. So this right here, this substantial completion. We approve that, hand that off to Rocky Mountain Sand and Gravel. That starts our closeout process. So this final payout for the paving, the last little bit of quantities, and that change order is just from last meeting we talked, we said we were gonna have that reduction in pipe quantities, and then we were gonna add a little bit of asphalt. So that just closes those quantities out. And basically that exchange for that pipe footage and the little bit of addition of asphalt. So it's the 14A that we referenced when we gave them the go ahead to do those patches. So all these kind of go together. I don't see anything that relieve or keep us from giving them that substantial completion. We do, then we'll put the 41 day ad in the paper and get that timeline rolling. And when that's up, as long as there's no retainage.
So the 341 is the final? Oh, excuse me, 14,700.
That's the change order that's added after we reduced all the pipe quantities after it was actually installed and then added in the extra asphalt.
So what will be the final payout?
The one
So
on,
the pay up right now, this one's like 191 and some change, and then the other one's about
Yeah, nice line. Good. Are there any questions on this? Yes.
Sorry, 109,406, not 190. 109,406 is this pay up, and then the retainage would be about 103.
Questions? Memory on this? I think what they did do, I think looks great. I mean,
Yeah, they did a good job, and Craig Adam did a great job making sure that everything, all the pipe went in and grades and everything light tested, mandrels went through. Overall, for 7,000 feet, it was pretty painless for us to get that done.
Good, good. I have a quick, do you happen to get that lady's fence fixed?
Yes.
Okay, I just never did see anything come through.
We repaired the fence and we replaced, I don't know, we replaced 3 new sections and repaired 2 sections, and we've been paid by Rocky Mountain Center.
Okay, great. I just, that just,
It's been done a long time.
yeah. Well, it just kind of come to the back of my head and I wanted to make sure that was
Well,
all
there wasn't any frozen ground until after they hit the fence, and by the time I got the fence in it,
frozen.
frozen. It's like, it's all falling out.
All right, thank you. Well, do I have a motion to go ahead and accept this payout number 3 and go to advertisement with substantial completion?
Pay up number 4. Yeah. Pay up number 4, change order number 3.
Oh, payout number 3, change order. Okay, I got it. Read that wrong.
Okay, well, I'll make a motion to pay out number 4 was substantial completion of the west bench and change order 3.
Yep. That's what we need.
The pay app is 109,406. And the change order is 14,706.
Correct.
Do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, go ahead, Emery.
Okay, so moving on to this lead and copper resolution, it's actually a resolution for drinking water SRF funding. As we've been discussing over the past essentially few years, we've been working on the lead and copper inventory that's been required by the EPA. We've also been required to verify some of the stuff we don't have records for or pictures of by the EPA. And that would essentially leads us into having to do a pothole project on about 20% of 300 unknown service lines. And that number continues to shrink over time as people turn in their stuff, EPA changes, et cetera. So about a year ago, we put a placeholder on drinking water SRF's intended use plan to get our hands on some funding that the feds has handed down to the state to be able to do these projects. And so we put a placeholder on there for about 1.7 million. The principal forgiveness so far that the state's handed out has been very good. Thermopolis got 75%, Duplin has gotten 100, it's gotten 100. Anything left over, it's 0%. So this is a good funding opportunity for us to go after. So this is part of that process to be able to submit that application for that funding is this resolution. Since we have got on the IUP, the way EPA has kind of changed our guidance, that project has shrank quite a bit. We don't anticipate using that full amount. But we still recommend we put in for that amount. Just for some reason, they changed their minds again because the target seems to be doing this. And it's kind of a one-time funding pot. The state doesn't know if that funding pot's going to show up again. So they've been really encouraging people to apply so they don't want to have to give that money back. So the application date's due the August 5th. If we pass that resolution, we'd submit the application. You guys would hold the public hearing on August 15th. And then if nothing arises from that, we would continue to have the application remain in and move forward through that funding process. Sign the funding agreement this winter, and then we'd go out to bid with that potholing project early spring, do it next summer, next fall. It's got to be done by the end of next winter, ideally. Now, if it ran into 2028, I don't see the EPA beating down our door asking why we're not done yet. EA's also been helping us with the application process, being in our inventory funded through the state through HDR. So that's continue to be helpful at no cost to us. It's been a this process.
I definitely think we need to get this resolution done and keep going forward on this. I've read where, like you brought up, some of the other towns that have done this. The state's doing well. They're helping out quite a bit. So
For example, say we do, and there was a table in that memo. Say we end up with $1 million, we get 75% principal forgiveness. We could pay that back. It's like $6,500 a year. And that's less than our meter membership right now.
Yeah.
Or we could, say we get in a position, we could pay it off early if we wanted to, but at a 0% interest, as long as it's not affecting our funding capability, it's just keeps our leverage available.
Yeah. Miss Jen, would you read this resolution, please?
Town of Saratoga Resolution number 2026-4. Excuse me, a resolution authorizing the submission of an application to the State Loan and Investment Board for a loan through the State Revolving Loan Fund on behalf of the governing body of the Town of Saratoga for the purpose of funding the 2026 Saratoga Lead Service Line Compliance Project. Project will complete needed verifications and replacements of water system components in order to comply and the EPA's revised lead and copper rule. Want me to go on?
Yeah, please read the whole thing.
Whereas the governing body of the Town of Saratoga desires to participate in the State Revolving Fund program to assist in financing this project, and whereas the Town of Saratoga recognized the need for the project, and whereas the State Revolving Fund program required that certain criteria be met as described in the State Loan and Investment Board's rules and regulations governing the program. And to the best of our knowledge, this application meets those criteria. And whereas the governing body of the Town of Saratoga plans to repay the requested State Revolving Fund loan with funds accrued from annual revenue produced by the Water Enterprise Fund, no additional rate increases are anticipated to cover the repayment of the funding. Now therefore be it resolved by the governing body of the Town of Saratoga, Wyoming, that a loan application in the amount of $1,775,000 be submitted to the State Loan and Investment Board for consideration at the State Loan and Investment Board meeting to assist in funding the 2026 Saratoga Lead Service Line Copper Compliance Project. Be it further resolved that Mayor Chuck Davis, Clerk Jennifer Anderson, Treasurer Karina Daly, and Director of Public Works Emmer Pinner are hereby designated as the authorized representatives of the Town of Saratoga to act on the behalf of the governing body on all matters relating to this loan application.
Any questions? I have a motion to pass this resolution. And we'll get it submitted.
I'll make a motion to pass this resolution. Was 2026-4, is that the right one?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Okay, number 16, since we had 3 separate contracts for the Never Forget Park project, and people, we're in here, things are going up, curbs getting poured. We're essentially, and some of it's me asking people to move back a little bit, just so we have a little bit more time and everybody's just kind of working together. Our concrete guys, I'd like to move, we talked about, moving their substantial completion date to the 7th. Because they're basically past it, but we asked them for another couple of weeks, so I think it's fair to try and put them in a position for LDs or anything like that. And then due to that, the landscape guys are looking August 10th, so I'd like to give them till August 31st. And then because of my friend Buy America, Build America, our fixture package is gonna be out on the restroom for several weeks. We're having trouble finding a couple of urinals and stuff. They're manufactured or not manufactured. There's a lot of stuff's assembled here. A lot of the parts are not made here. So I am struggling on that front. We'll probably end up with everything but toilets and everything in there probably in 30 days and then be waiting on all that stuff. I think due to what some of the stuff that was in the plans, and I maybe should have looked at a couple things a little closer, and that's on me. I think talking to them, reasonable fixture time, October 1 is probably where we're at. So if we're all good with that, we'll get change orders for time written up and over to them, so they don't have to be panicking about liquidated damages.
They're looking at the 7th, 31st and October 1st.
Questions? I don't have any issues with it. Do I have a motion to go ahead and change the completion date, substantial completion dates on the concrete? 8/7 on the landscaping to 8/31 and the completion of the bathroom to October 31st.
October 1.
October 1. The Never Forget Park.
I'll make that motion to allow those changes for time you just read.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, all right.
Okay, number 17 is say one of a handful of agreements that we'll have with property owners involved adjacent to the sanitary sewer project where we're doing the mains across the river. So this one is 2 in there. These are ones that will get signed with property owners if you guys are good with it. But something me and Kylie have worked through. They'll all be in their essence about the same. So I sent you that if you guys looked through it. It just gives them a platform to hold us accountable for restoration and gives us, them the ability to allow us to do the project. Most of the places we have easements for placement already, but we're asking for the property owners for a little bit more room while we're constructing if they need to put a tank up, and everybody's been really accommodating and to work with. And but I think it's better for us and them to make sure everything's in writing, and they were good with that. So as long as you guys are good with them, we'll Chuck could sign them as the property owners, sign them, and
Yeah, you guys want to take these and read them? I'll ask for a motion that if I don't hear from you, any questions, concerns that I can go ahead and sign them, and I'll give you a middle of next week. We can get moving.
or the Noble one that was that one, like if we could do that one, because I think he's coming through town. I'd like to get that one.
Okay, we'll work on the Noble one first. I've read them, they sound good to me.
I think it's good to have things in writing so everybody's on the same page what we're gonna do over there.
Yeah, and what we're gonna replace and what, if the land will be reseeded once it's reclaimed and on and on and on. One place we gotta probably move a person's deck.
Just temporarily. Yeah, that's the other why there's two in there. The one's a little bit, say, unique. And
Have you sent this to Noble?
yeah, he's ready to sign it.
Okay. Well, like I
Is there a
said,
reason we couldn't make the motion to where you can sign them as they come in? I mean, we've
can
read
do
them.
that.
He sent them out the other day. I read it and then I asked him questions about it again today, so.
Yeah, we can make that motion, run it that way. Yeah,
I wouldn't have a problem with that. I mean, this is all drafted by Kylie, so.
go ahead and make that motion.
I will make the motion for Chuck to be able to sign these as they come in.
Have a second.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
All right, moving along. I want to have a discussion about the future of the parking lot. At Park, we've kind of bounced around options in the past. You know, we originally kind of bid out that concrete apron around the gutter. At one point, we had talked about paving an apron around the gutter and then chip sealing it, maybe chip sealing the whole thing. Part of the grant, there was some money in there for surfacing and striping. With the time frame where we're coming into the season, we can probably get an extension to move into next season. But where everything came in on the figures, we got about 91 left in the budget, 91K left in the budget that they'll continue to pay half for. So there's some concerns with the chip sealing where we're talking a lot of turning out there where people are pulling in with campers and pickups and turning out there in the middle. It's not my favorite. If we wait, we could and go back for ask for more money. We bid it out, try to get a paving crew in there to pave the whole thing. We're somewhere around 240. It's a lot of money on top of kind of what we've invested already. I don't know if that's the timing or the budget's there to get that. I don't know if we could get that extra money. Then there's an option where we can get a sole source from YDOT. They've got the available mix and we could just run it, but I need to switch around put some other things on the, Kathy Globe Park, maybe looking at that for another time. We just want to focus on that this year, if that's what we were going to do, but that's about 68 material. And then a little bit of probably get somebody in there with a GPS and a skid steer to tune up the dirt work a little bit. So those are kind of the three options.
Pavement handle the weight and turning and stuff on it.
That's what,
Hot days.
talking to Jason, that's what he's recommended. He's like, your best bet with the turning and everything, about 3 inches asphalt. If we chip it and it does get hot and it is heavy, you can peel it. It would probably hold up decently with that crushed asphalt underneath it, but you can't just go in and put asphalt in the chip seal. It's not very ideal. So waiting and bidding it out is probably a way down the road deal if we were to try and do that.
Yeah, that's pretty, well, we have to find funding if we're gonna do something like that.
Yeah, and then the chip sealing is very variable. Like when the landfill popped on BPI, it's pretty affordable. But that's all a timing thing. And where our grant timing's, gonna be up next spring, I don't know if that timeline lines out. So
Your recommendation would be to do what exactly? You
Get
just gave us a whole lot of information.
get asphalt from YDOT and get the paver and just have it cut down by somebody and we just pave it. It's about as cheap as anything and
Sounds good. What was the cost on that?
You need the practice.
yes, Jerry,
You need what?
The practice.
at 68 materials when I run the 3 inches on the square yard that's left.
And the thing to do to make it, if we're gonna do something like that, I've talked with Emery about this, we'll probably have to get a couple of trucks, pay them by the hour.
And they can, YDOT will let us run lease trucks if say we got a couple guys that would haul, just so we could move a little quicker. They're fine with that. They just need to know who they are.
What other paving projects do we have that we could maybe knock it out at the same time we were doing those?
Well, we've got Elm Street, we got to get cleaned up. And then there was some little stuff here and there. If our mill shows up, there was a lot of little rough spots that like on Rochester and on Main and stuff that need milled out and laid back in, which those are, you know, we could get a load from 71 or something in October and do those. But these bigger ones, that YDOT relationship really produces those
We've
costs.
got several places where, and it'll get built back to the property owner. Dug across the highway or the streets.
Yeah, we don't have a ton of those. The taps have been fairly limited, so we don't have a ton of those. We don't want up on the hill.
I was just curious. I mean,
I
if
could-
it would be cost wise, if it would be beneficial to do with that while you're already doing the others.
Yeah, like, so we bring the paver in, like the more we do with it, the cheaper it makes, you know. Sure.
As long as you have time to do that.
Randy?
I would point out that I'm involved in trying to do some paving of a private project. I was trying to tag on to somebody this year. We did at the landfill, we tagged on in PPI. We did chip seal on the Cattle Highway. In fact, they're gonna put another layer of chip seal on our landfill road tomorrow.
Oh, are they?
That's, I'll put 3 layers on there. I was on the road today looking at it, and it's in great shape for a double chip seal. We don't do turning on the road. I mean, we have plenty of weight coming in and out.
Yeah.
And it's holding up incredibly well, but I am involved in another project where we're looking for somebody to lay down about $150,000 to $200,000 worth of asphalt. It's gonna involve milling out some road, taking out some road, so. It's been my experience in every one of these I've ever got involved with, that we can tag on to a contractor that's in the area to do stuff like that. And I am actually in communication, Earl from Rocky Mountain Sand and Gravel is gonna come up either tomorrow or Friday and look at the project that I am working on. So maybe we can't use DOT for a private project.
Without getting like an ARS with them, and I'm not sure how that works privately.
I wouldn't think they'd let us put it on private land. You're a municipality.
Right.
But,
Right.
coming up with the asphalt's not all that hard. The chip seal, this DPI guy, they were $2.50 a square yard cheaper than I paid last year to Nice River. So we got quite a bargain.
Yeah, they're hands down.
Which is what, and they're really good at what they do. They will chip seal our road tomorrow in about 3 hours.
Yeah. I mean, that's why 71 subbed them out to do all the chipping when they.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're looking at doing that, I always encourage anybody that I hear is gonna do that to keep us in mind, because I am involved with a spot that's gonna have some paving and or chip sealing needs for the next 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I found out those guys were gonna chip seal the Battle Highway, I jumped right on that. And I was not able to get them in the chip seal project that we're working on because of conflicts of things going on. So we had to pass on that savings for that, but we did prove to do that on landfill.
Did you, and you guys were under the 70, you're probably under the 75 on the landfill, aren't you?
It's gonna cost $46,000 to chip seal that from the county road to our cattle card.
Yeah, and see, then when we're gonna be over the 75, then that throws the bid requirement in for us and throws the hiccup and the giddy up of trying to get timelines all lined out.
But in our case, I don't have to abide by that on the private property that I work.
Yeah.
So
it would be much easier sometimes to just. That's 46, that's a good deal.
it's a lot of good price, yes.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll plan on doing. We'll kind of rearrange the schedules and get with YDOT, and they're already up there. I've been talking to Travis. If we're good with that, that's what we'll plan on doing. And I'll get a hold of somebody. I think Nash has got one now. I know Bo's got one skid steer with. We've got a land file for that over there. That's gutter minus 3 inches with all the grades. That would just be we would probably save in asphalt what we would pay that person 3 days to come in and tune up a few of those crowns and things like that to make sure that all.
Well, it's been, you know, we've put water lines through it and so, and different things it probably needs some. Okay. Well, I would say go with asphalt. I don't know if we could. Say, I don't know if we could work anything out and tag on to something that he's got. Before you leave town, come and pave that. I don't know. Get a quote from him.
I'm actively looking for someone right now, literally. To be done between now and the end of September.
And so Earl will be over. From Rocky Mountain Sand.
He's coming to take a look at it.
So we'd have to bid it out next week to get get it lined up before, because we gotta have 3 weeks in the paper. Probably have an EJCDC like a 500, a simple form contract. We'd probably run out of time because of what we gotta do.
It
Did you give you any idea what he was at per square yard, what Earl?
He looked at this project with me a year ago. We weren't able to get a budget to put it together. Now I have a budget.
Okay.
What I will do is, I will keep you informed of what I got going.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Likewise, if we bring BPI or anybody in here or have plans on, like the Lake Road would probably be the next time.
They're on their way home.
Yeah, it'd be a next year deal for them.
I think it's part of the reason we got such good deals. Their waste on the Battle Highway is gonna do our road.
Yeah, probably.
If they have to bring in 2 truckloads from Rollins, to finish chipping, it's no big deal, but they're literally going.
I think hopefully they'll be out here next year. They've been kind of making this home.
I talked to Chris at BPI. This guy I talked to,
I think
he's in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And, so we had a conversation I had with him, we'd like to have some more work out there next year, and I'm like, well, I want on the list.
Right. Well, they get the YDOT contracts, and that's what helps us out, was we're piggybacking on.
Pays for all the mobilization, like I say, they're coming by.
Yep.
They're gonna do $50,000 worth of work just leaving town.
Well, that's how we got the last chip seal done.
And we have a chip seal project, and I was talking to Ralph, there might be an ARS opportunity for us, like piggyback off of their figures too, that they get. So that I want to look into a little bit more this winter.
All right. Well. What's the council want to do? You want to move forward with asphalt?
Due to kind of time constraints, we don't have much choice, really, do we?
There's on the extending the time frame and looking at other options, I think that's, we're gonna run out of time.
On this project, anyway.
Correct.
Well, sure, take a motion to go ahead and move forward with asphalting the entire parking lot at Never Forget Park. Whether we get it all done this year, ask for extension into next year.
Yeah, I think we'll plan on doing it all this year, but probably get that road up just in case.
Yeah.
And Jerry's gonna come help us and put that in a motion.
Yeah.
So. Somebody want to make that a motion?
I'll make the motion to continue forward with this, to asphalt that parking lot.
Find the asphalt from YDOT and.
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah.
Do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Anything else, Mr. Emery, on?
Nope, unless you guys got questions.
You're doing good.
Nope. You guys are moving right along.
Yeah, the wheels are getting a little wobbly, but we're
hanging in there, huh?
Yeah.
Just tighten the lug nuts up, keep going.
Okay, you want to move on to planning commission?
Yeah, so talked about a couple things at the planning meeting, one of them being, brought up the Bridge Street zoning. I'm kind of taking a look at that. we want to have a workshop, or the planning commission would like to have a workshop with you guys sometime in October, just so we can kind of discuss. They're going to kind of get together their homework and their thoughts, have a discussion about it at the September meeting, and then they'd like to sit down with you guys in October and kind of discuss what their ideas, what they come up with, and then go from there. Just because if we're on totally on the opposite ends of the spectrum, there's no sense in them moving totally something forward with getting all the property owners notified and dealing with all of those conversations. If there's no water to tread on at all. So
Maybe we ought to open that to the public.
yeah, it'd be an open meeting, right? Yeah, so it would be, anybody could come, put in the paper, that's totally fine.
Yeah, you're talking about all the way from the highway west.
Yeah, kind of broken in two sectors though, downtown being one, and then up on the up that way kind of being another.
In my neighborhood.
Correct.
In your neighborhood.
How convenient you were here.
I'm just the driver for Ellie, you know.
So, and I think that's a good idea, like as many people live along those roads, own businesses along those roads, let's not get everybody riled up for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't have a problem. You just want to do the workshop on the night of their meeting?
Yeah, you guys, if that's good with you
I
guys.
think that'd be the easiest.
What date would that be?
I'm looking right now.
That second week of October.
It's usually the second Tuesday, isn't it?
It's like the 14th, I think.
Like that, then.
I have no deer tags, so.
I don't.
I believe it will be the 13th of October.
Okay.
I do believe.
Well, I feel
Yeah, I think even though it's a regular planning meeting, we throw that out and
Sure.
throw it on Facebook
That way we don't have to pull them in for another meeting, just us.
Cool, exciting.
All right. Anything else from planning committee?
Yeah. Yeah, we did have a quick discussion on, so historically, if you've had multiple lots, people built across the house, across lot lines or whatever. So what happens when we do, multifamily and it lands, the firewall lands right on we call it zero lot line development. Nobody really has an issue with it, but it needs clarified. So we'll probably draft something up and have a public hearing and just clarify that.
Okay.
Right, so like say you got, two lots and you put a duplex on and the firewall lands in the middle. It gives you the ability to, it almost turns it into a townhouse. Where we've let people build over lot lines, we'd normally let somebody do that. That's kind of a weird, unique situation. Really don't work there, no read on how we address that, so they just want to draft something up that I gave guidance on how we deal with that.
Has it been an issue? Have we run into any?
No, but it's like anything.
Good.
When housing prices go up, development gets creative, and then your development home from 1904 doesn't address it. And yeah, and so we're not looking at choking any ability to do anything back. We just want to clarify that when it goes, we have something to sit on as to why.
Yeah.
And it's where the development code I dealt with in the past, it was allowed and it was easy. It just had a couple of phrases in there that guided you on that. We just don't have anything on that.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
I have concluded. There are
Any questions for Mr. Emery? Thank you, sir.
okay. Good job.
Move on to Mr. Barker's. Anything to report from the Recreation Commission?
Nope, they canceled the meeting for July, so the next meeting will be here at 6 o'clock on August 3rd.
Okay. Move on to the Saratoga Airport Advisory. I'm not gonna, since Brenda is on vacation, the minutes from their meeting has not been typed up, so we don't really have an official report. I can tell you that things were discussed on the getting their water or getting their sewer line put in so they can do some paving. The board a rough draft sent out for their, what I'm trying to think of, what are they doing up there? Their master plan. There's been a rough draft sent out for that. I think everybody's reviewing it. And it was actually a pretty short meeting. They got a few things accomplished and but we'll have the official read of the minutes when Brenda gets back at the next meeting. Okay? That's all I have to add on that. South Central Wyoming Emergency Medical Board, they're not here tonight. So their next meeting is July 20th, 6 p.m. at the Saratoga Ambulance Barn. Is there any further business to be brought before the town? Do I have a motion to adjourn this council meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn this council meeting.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?